Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson and Taylor Sorello. So guys, what are we tracking tonight and over the next several days?
Well, today is an impact day because of scattered thunderstorms. Tomorrow also an impact day because of scattered thunderstorms. Some of them in an environment like this can be severe, but at the very least, there's a lot of lightning with them.
Yeah, we've got some heavy storms showing up from our first warning live radar, so let's get right to it. Over the last couple of hours, we've seen an increase in coverage of some of these heavy summer storms. Nothing severe at the moment, but if you're underneath one of these, man, you're hearing that loud thunder, also likely dealing with some torrential rainfall. I wanted to show you where some of those storms are right now. This is a pocket of very heavy rain in downtown Coleman, and you also see these lightning strikes showing up, so you're hearing some really loud thunder as well. That really just kind of stretches along Highway 278 towards Bethel into Jones Chapel, and then looking into Winston County right along 278, more of the same. So that means communities like Addison, Houston, Turtle Rock, Double Springs, all spots that are dealing with heavy rain and some loud thunder at this point. I've also been monitoring this rain picking up over northwestern Marion County from Shiloh to Pleasant Ridge, Weston to Barnesville, stretching back towards Bexar and Scottsville. This is going to drift south into the city of Hamilton here in the next few minutes. Heavier pockets of rain stretch from Mount Vernon to Kirkland over towards Stewart and Wayside in Fayette County. So basically a very wet ride from Mount Vernon up towards Wayside if you're taking Highway 107. And then we'll look down into northern Greene County near Lewiston. We've seen quite a few lightning strikes showing up, the red indicating really heavy rain. And near Mantua, we've also got some really heavy rain or even potentially some very small hail showing up at this moment. Benavola, another location that's heard that loud thunder and is also hearing the loud rain. And let's take you to Chilton County. I've been watching this storm that developed right over I-65, and it really hasn't moved much over the last 15 to 20 minutes. So picking up some high rainfall rates from exit 212 down into Clanton, downtown Clanton, underneath one of those heavy showers, and that stretches towards Peach Park as well. Into Clay County, just a few spotty showers showing up from Barfield to Cragford, Mellow Valley over towards Millerville. Not picking up any thunder or lightning with these at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on them. Through the rest of the evening, we will see a decrease in coverage a little bit later tonight. Those storms will eventually fade away, and then we kind of just repeat this pattern once again tomorrow. Tomorrow's a first warning impact day. We could have some heavier summer storms, likely that we get some heavy rain, intense lightning, gusty winds. We'll also have to monitor for some nuisance flooding in locations that see one of those storms set up that doesn't move very much just because the ground's already saturated from some of that rain we had over the weekend. Storm Prediction Center placing all of central and most of North Alabama in a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk. We'll start the day mainly dry. First warning future track shows right around noon the development of some spotty storms, and they look to be especially heavy along into the south of the 5920 corridor through the afternoon into the early evening hours. By 6 p.m. we are still tracking some heavier spotty storms that will eventually fade away late tomorrow evening. We do have a front moving in that is going to help to improve our forecast Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So of course, I know a lot of folks are wondering what the forecast looks like for the 4th of July. And I'm happy to report that we are going to be mainly dry. It is going to be on the hot side with temperatures climbing into the low 90s. Feeling more like the triple digits though at times, but we'll take it if it means a mainly dry holiday. And of course, a lot of folks likely headed down to the coast. And for more on that, we're going to bring in Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson.
Yeah, there's some interesting things happening down along our Gulf Coast right now. It has been stormy all day down there, but looking forward through the 4th on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, the showers and thunderstorms are going to thin out. The risk of rip currents by this time frame will be on the low end, but there have been some pretty significant rip currents showing up on the Gulf Coast of Florida and Alabama in the last 24 hours. Tuesday, it's still a yellow flag day, and then we go down to Wednesday, Thursday, and Independence Day being a minor risk of rip currents. But just remember, anytime you're down that way, if you know somebody who's down that way, text them and remind them. We got this QR code right here that you can use to get that updated forecast from the National Weather Service in Mobile. One of the reasons for the rip currents today is because of a lot of storminess over the Gulf, and the National Hurricane Center has been watching this area in yellow right here. It's only about a 20% chance of development within the next 7 days. The way things look right now, there's just not a lot of coming together of features for this to become a major system that we have to worry about. But if you are traveling to the Gulf Coast, to the East Coast, or to Central Florida around Disney World or Tampa, It's going to be rough and stormy inland, and the seas on both the Gulf side and the Atlantic side will be rough as well with that system in the area. So back here at home, tomorrow, our impact day, good chance of widespread thunderstorms. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that front comes in. This time of year, fronts don't bring cooler air. They just bring the humidity down a touch, and that's a good thing because as the temperature goes up, the feels like temp's going to stay below 100 on Friday and Saturday, and then we start to bring back the humidity and those scattered storms by Sunday and Monday. Brittany?